Thrasher and Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio. I'm super excited right now because I did media coverage, as you guys know, at Milwaukee Metal Fest. And one of the top sets of the whole festival was with this band. And oh my God, it was so much fun. Besides just being a badass thrash show, it was just the fucking most entertaining show ever. So let's welcome to the show Vinny from Belushi Speed Ball. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all the kind words. That means a lot.
Oh my God, it was like, I think nowadays there's so many bands out there that you got to do things differently to make it interesting and stand out and fun, and that was definitely you. I mean, the music's fucking great, so that's great, but to go to a live show, I want to be entertained too, and that, like, I don't care if you even like the music, that was an entertaining show. If you didn't even like metal or punk or anything like that at all, you would have still had fun at that set.
I think that you hit the nail on the head. I think that's what attributed to a lot of our success, is that we do more than, not that there's anything wrong with it, but we do more than just play music. There's a theatrical aspect to the band. And those were always my favorite bands growing up. Like it's no secret, I'm a big juggalo. And ICP puts on a really good show. If you don't like their music, still seeing them live, it's an experience. GWAR, same way. Alice Cooper, Kiss. Like, I always liked bands that went above and beyond. And there's different ways to do it. We just choose to throw trash out at the crowd the whole time. So, yeah.
I know. Well, I love that too. Like, fans dig when they have like souvenirs and all the props and shit you threw out there, man. Like, people were eating that shit up.
Yeah, I've always said that, like, our other member of the band is the crowd, is the fans. So, like, it's fun when you get to be a part of the show and you're in it also. Everyone feels like they're in on the joke, and it's fun with. We actually had, we had way more to throw out. That was like it was like a quarter of what we had. The rave, and rightfully so, I get it. But there was a little bit of a miscommunication on what we could bring, because we played it 2 years ago, and we brought out, I threw out like 200 Nerf guns. We brought out all these inflatables and all this stuff. And so I had all these things, and not to say names, but the year that we played in the main room, a bunch of people threw out, they didn't throw it out. A bunch of the crowd grabbed trash cans and like dumped all the trash all over the place, like literal trash, like liquid trash. And then, like, I guess someone got hit in the head with one and got really hurt and had to go to the hospital. The security was telling me this. So they went through all the stuff we had to throw out, because I had, 200 wrapped gifts. Like, I had a Sega Genesis in one of them. I had like all these things, and they didn't want the crowd to like potentially hold on to it the entire day because we were playing so early. That was the other thing. And, like, I don't know, get drunk and throw it at a band or something like that, which is understandable, because as people are coming in, they're searching everyone to make sure no one has this stuff on them, that they're not bringing crazy items in. And here we are throwing out all these crazy items.
And people do act stupid, so
it does happen. I mean, I got that. I wasn't. I was stressed because I had to like figure something out. So we got there about 10 a.m. Got there early, and they kind of let us know this. We had I had like 1,000 rolls of toilet paper to throw out, and they're like, "Well, we'll have to charge you a confetti charge." And
really,
no. Well, no one ever, and I said, well, I'll pay it. And then they were like, no, we just can't do it. And because again, so early, they didn't want the ballroom destroyed. But the thing that no one ever believes me on is at the end of a Belushi set, I give everyone trash bags. And I always say, hey, real fans clean up. Real fans clean up all the trash. If everyone does it, it'll be done in seconds. We did it at the gathering of the Juggalos, and they had it spotless because we threw out so much shit.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring that they obviously don't know you because, yes, you trash places, but then you're also meticulously clean them afterwards. So
I think they were stressed. I think they were trying to go worst case scenario, and I got to respect them for that. They're making sure everything's right. It's a really big festival. You know, we're low man on the totem pole on that main stage. I mean, I get it. You know, you got Suicidal Tendencies and Kill Switch Engage and, you know, the Cobb and like all these like legendary metal bands that still had to go on. And there's like 15-minute changeovers, 20-minute changeovers, you know, so I understand it. I sent the boys out then. We had some stuffed animals. I sent them out to 2 separate Goodwills. And I said, buy every single stuffed animal you can. And if you can find one, find a Goodwill outlet. Because Goodwill outlets do all the bins. And it's like $1 a pound for like home goods and stuff. And that's stuffies, stuffed animals. That counts for that. So I sent them to 2 separate Goodwills. One found a Goodwill outlet. I said, hey, fill a cart full of shirts also. So we had a bunch of soft things to throw out. But yeah, no, it was about a quarter of what we really had. We were really, I had like 20 ginormous inflatables and they didn't want that. And again, early in the set, they don't want someone getting hurt and they don't want this part. I kind of got too with the inflatables. Because like obviously Green Jello closed out the bar stage and they always have inflatables. But the difference is when we played 2 years ago, it was kind of the same time frame. We were closing out the bar stage. So it didn't really matter what we threw out because there was only 2 bands left. You know, they're worried if we threw out a bunch of inflatables, well, then you have these giant inflatables that everyone's crowd surfing on for the entire rest of the day.
Yeah, I could see that too.
The risk grows exponentially. So, yeah, no, very respectfully, like I understood and I agreed with the decision. I just had to scramble and get enough stuff. So, but yeah, it came out really, really well. And God bless, that whole place filled up. I was really surreal to look out there and just see a sea of people, you know, right before you hit. So,
right. And that early in the day. And I love that you were going to throw out a Sega Genesis. That's fucking killer.
I use a lot of the big festival Belushi shows to like clean out my shed, to clean out my like declutter, like a spring clean. So, you know, whatever's just been sitting. Because like in a way with Belushi, that's the other thing, our trash that we throw out, the trash bags, which we did do some of that. It's what I call clean trash. It's literally like paper and cardboard that I save. If I get an Amazon package, like I put in you know, these garbage bags and I save them up. It drives my wife nuts because I do it in the house and then I throw them in my shed and I get, you know, they start to pile up. And then whenever we have a show, depending on the size of it, I'll grab like, okay, I need 15 trash bags and I'll grab them. But that gives the illusion that you're actually throwing out trash. It makes a mess. But when you're indoors and you do recyclables and things that aren't gross, people can clean it up really, really fast.
No doubt.
You know, it's been a learning experience. We've been doing this for almost 14 years now. And we really dialed it in. We used to do like indoors, a lot of like LaCroix and candy and gross stuff. And we still had the same rule that we won't leave unless it's clean. But I'd be at bars scraping the floor until 5 a.m., you know, until
that is dedication right there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got sick of that. And I'm like, well, the crowd doesn't want to clean it if it's really gross and wet and messy. So, you know, how can we make this simpler, you know?
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned Green Jello because I was going to say to you, that would be like, to me, like that'd be kind of the ultimate tour. You know, you could have Green Jello, and Insane Clown Posse.
Oh God, that'd be insane.
Could you imagine?
That would be a dream come true. So yeah, Bill actually reaches out to me, and I look at him like a father figure. He's one of my biggest inspirations. Nan Speaker is with what he did with Green Jello. I had Serial Killer on VHS in in the 90s, and I think he's a genius. I think the way that he runs that band, kind of like how Black Label Society did it. I mean he was doing it first, but to where he has like different chapters. Well, Bill can jump on a plane and fly anywhere, and there's going to be musicians there to be his band, because he's got something like 1,000 members. And then, and he puts on a really good show. And again, it's one of those things where he gets the crowd to be a part of the show. So,
I had a video of their pit, and it was all water, the water noodles.
Yeah,
and everybody's hitting each other with the water noodles. I'm like, this is the most fun pit ever. And I've been in lots of pits, but that was like and then you're same with yours too. Like, so that's why I say it'd be the perfect combo, because I just had so much fun at those two sets just because of the entertainment value alone. And of course, I like the music and everything, but the entertainment alone, like, that's the best therapy ever. Like, with all the shit going on in the world, that was the best therapy ever, because you just escape all that shit and laugh your ass off.
Yeah, you get to be a kid again. That's a really big theme for us anyways. All the music is 90s nostalgia for my childhood. And I had a really, really fun childhood. My father took us to the toy store all the time, and video games and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and cartoons. What's funny is I always thought I'd outgrow like watching cartoons, but that's all I pretty much watched. I never outgrew it.
I love hearing that like everybody talks about their shitty childhood stories. I love somebody when they're talking about how great it was. And it's funny you're mentioning cartoons, and I remember, I don't know what age I was. I think I was like 11 or 12. And my dad's like, okay, enough with the cartoons already. You're not a kid anymore.
Right. Yeah. You're supposed to outgrow it.
I know, right?
I think as a society, that's something that we lost sight of. Like, there's nothing wrong with embracing your childhood and having fun with it, and still having fun as an adult with it. And there's a place, this comes up a lot in interviews. There is a place for very serious music, because people need to feel that. They need to have those feelings being expressed. But there's also a place for bands like us and Psycho Stick and Green Jello that are there for you to basically have fun and to escape reality. And, that's what.
100%. And it's funny you should say about the being fun as an adult, because there are these stupid rules. Like, I'm 59 years old, and I would say like 9 years ago, I was doing this, and I'm no different now, but I was doing this ice skating charity event. Okay. And I go with this other woman that like is part of my station, same age as me, and I'm lacing up my skates, and she goes, "You're gonna go skating?" I'm like, yeah, it's an ice skating charity event. They invited me as the radio personality for the charity. I think I should be skating. And she goes, "And you have your own skates? Are you a child?" And I'm like, who said that at 50 years old that you can't ice skate? Like, I ice skate, I rollerblade, I skateboard, I surf. Like, I go to it. I game. I was just at like Universal and Disney. Fuck your rules with I gotta be an adult and be stupid.
Be an adult and not have fun. Now that you're an adult, now's the time to have fun, because you actually got the money to go do the things and buy the stuff that you want, and
exactly.
Yeah,
why not have fun? Like, it keeps you alive.
Especially an opportunity like that. I'm big on if there's an opportunity like you said to basically ice skate for free and just have fun for a day. Like, why not make an event out of it? It doesn't just have to be work. I mean, heck,
exactly.
If I'm getting my tires done and there's downtime, I'm gonna go walk around wherever area I'm at and go explore and try to make a day out of it.
It's funny too, because I do media coverage at like festivals all over the US, UK, and Europe. And when I'm done with my interviews, I'm out there in the pit. And
Right.
like a lot of my media friends are like tired leaving. I'm like, what the fuck? Why do this if you're not going to go have fun too? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. You get to
like
see all these bands
enjoy
for
it.
free. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's funny you mentioned Psycho Stick because right before Milwaukee Metal Fest, I was doing Welcome to Rockville,
Oh, nice.
and I was interviewing them. You'll have to check out the interview. It was one of the funniest ever because we got a code red. We were getting evacuated in the middle of the interview with Deb.
What caused that?
It's fucking Florida during hurricane season. We got evacuated 3 days in a row. Like literally, I lost 12 interviews due to weather. I had 42 total, but 12 of them, nope. But the Psycho Stick one, it was in the middle. We were supposed to leave, and they just in the middle of the interview started freaking out, like on purpose, and like it was just this whole thing. And I'm yelling at the person running media that's telling us to get out, and like because I'm friendly with them, and like, what do you mean code red? Like, I already interviewed that band because there was a band Red that I interviewed earlier. So I was like, what do you mean red? I already interviewed that band. This is Psycho Stick.
Yeah.
It was
Love
funny
it.
as shit. Like, see, that's what it should be all about. And yes, you're right. The serious stuff has a place too, and that's great therapy too to get your shit out. I think you need a balance of all of it.
I agree. There's a lot of music purists that that don't give us the time of day because they think we're mocking music, and I'm like, no, we're a serious band. Like, we write everything. I'm not feeling the feelings that other people are to put that into the music, and I'm very big on being authentic and being honest. And there's sometimes I sprinkle some serious stuff in there. It's usually in the verses. There's some, like, I lost my father in 2012. That was actually a big,
sorry, man.
yeah, that was a big catalyst for me to actually start Belushi, because I was in and out of bands all throughout my teens, and it never failed. I'd join a band, and like one person would decide like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. And the whole project would fold up instead of being like, hey, let's find someone else. And so when I started Belushi, it was a studio solo project. I just went in and wrote one song and, did majority of everything. And I just had this idea that, no matter what, I'm going to keep it going. And if someone steps away, hopefully it's amicable. It hasn't always been, but hopefully it's amicable. And we could just find someone else to fill that role. And they understand that that's the vision, that we keep this thing going no matter what. And so like we've had a rotating lineup for years because we're all adults. We all have lives. And being in a touring metal band and getting out there isn't for everyone. And I will say now I have one of the strongest lineups I've ever had. And
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's been really awesome. The new album, all the albums in the past, I wrote all the guitars and pretty much majority of the music, and I'd have my buddy record guitar for me, but I was writing it. He would fix a lot of the parts, but I'm not the best guitar player, in the world, but I was good enough to write it. Well, this album, I think I only wrote 3 or 4 songs on it because the rest of my guys, Derek and Jameson, they all understood the vision, and I could trust them to write this style of music. They kind of got it, like, okay. And so kind of circling it back to my point about being authentic, if I'm a pretty optimistic guy and I look at every single day like it's a gift, and because that's what I'm feeling, it wouldn't be true to myself to write, I guess, more serious or to write feelings that I'm not feeling. I think that the crowd would sense that. And it goes for nostalgia content too. I've had a lot of people tell me like, hey, you got to write a song about Beyblades or about Yu-Gi-Oh! And the problem is like, that wasn't really a part of my childhood. And I was outgrown. I was a little bit too old for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Beyblades when they start coming out. So I don't have the attachment I do like I would something like SpongeBob or Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? So like, again, it wouldn't be authentic. I can't really sit down and write a song about something that I don't feel passionate about, which is weird to say, feeling passionate about cartoons. But I mean, that's the truth. I can sit there. I could
think
sit
it's
there
great.
and well, exactly. I could sit there and write a song about the Terminator because it's like my favorite freaking movie, you know. So I think that's a really big key factor to what I don't know sets us apart.
I
There's a
think
lot
it's
of
important too in metal to be exactly the way you are. Like,
yeah,
if you want to be unauthentic, do pop. But metal should,
yeah,
it should be authentic. Punk should be authentic. Like, and you're right. We can tell. Like, I can look up there and I can tell if somebody's being authentic or if they're just dialing in. And to
yeah.
me, this genre is not one that should ever be dialed in.
I agree. Not to say band names, but like there's a lot of really, really famous artists that, people only like their first 4 or 5 albums and everything ever since. They can't really get into it. Well, a big reason for that is, you know, when they were younger, they were struggling and they were hungry and they're writing about things that are really going on in their lives. But then all of a sudden, now they're millionaires and they're crushing it in life. It's hard to produce music with the same raw vibe to it.
Yep.
And even if it's like really well put together, you listen to it and it feels like it's missing something. It's missing like that passion, or maybe this is weird, but sometimes bands get really, really, really good at their craft, like amazing to where it's like formulaic. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden it feels like it's almost produced by a computer, so
No doubt, no doubt. And you lose that rawness too. And
yeah.
and to your point, Joe the Vandals told me one time, like he knew I wouldn't ask this question, but everybody asked him, like, when are the Vandals coming out with new music? And he's like, who wants somebody in their 50s writing a punk rock song?
Right, right.
And that's the reason, like, because you don't have that same attitude or usually as you did when you were a teenager writing that angry shit.
Right.
Um,
I would say the exception to that rule, speaking of punk, is probably Fat Mike from NoFX.
Oh, he's authentic all the way to
Yeah,
the end.
but a big part of that's because exactly right. Yeah, he's writing and writing about what he's feeling, and he's always had a very big satire and maybe sarcastic would be the word I'm looking for, kind of snarky. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he does a really good job of taking shitty situations and making it funny. And that's why I think like he could put out a song and everyone would still listen to it and they'll still have that same feeling.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you too, your new album, you know, it hit home for me, just the name of it. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Toxic Waste was everywhere in the 80s. And I come from the 80s, like I was at all the first shows of a lot of, huge bands in thrash that were not huge then,
Right.
and I feel like it's kind of weird that in 2026 you could take a lot of the 80s songs, change the names, and still they would be relevant. It's
100%.
sad too, man. It's sad that we
100%.
can still write songs about the same bad shit that we had to write about in the 80s.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, nothing's really, I don't know. A lot hasn't changed. It's just been hidden in different ways and there's different terminology for it.
Exactly. And I got to tell you too, I want the listeners to hear from you directly the story about all Pete's exes
Oh,
and and why you are, what he did for you and why you are so dedicated to raising money to help him and justice for him.
yeah. So for those that don't know, Pete Lee was one of the original Flatus Maximuses for GWAR. He was my Flatus from the 90s. Like when you're watching Beavis and Butthead and Jack the World comes on, that's Pete. And I love the Beavis and Butthead video game for Sega. I can speed run it. Like I can beat it in about 12 minutes. It's a hard ass game too, but it's like it's my go-to. And when you beat it, if you do the easy ending, there's Pete right there. You see a little digital Pete playing guitar. So to me, he's someone I always idolized and looked up to. And for those that don't know or haven't seen the GWAR documentary, Pete got shot during an attempted carjacking in the 90s and almost died. And he had to have a colostomy bag. He had to have part of his colon removed. And through that, he's had a lot of health issues. And he's going through something where there was, I'm not 100% here because I know he told us, but I think something happened with a surgery that they didn't do it correctly.
Mm.
And he's been really suffering a lot of pain and battling these health issues. And he had a settlement for a pretty large sum of money. And the one person that's supposed to pay him out has been dragging they have the power to basically drag their feet in court and kind of just ride it out and make Pete kind of suffer with no money. And so he's struggling. So every little bit that we can give him, there was a GoFundMe last year around January-ish or February to try and raise some money for him. And all the fans kind of donated. But I try to look for opportunities to be able to donate some money to him. We first did this with when we toured with X-Cops, which is Pete Lee. And we had all these Belushi X-Cop shirts that had like the tour dates on the back. And we had a bunch of extras. So I lowered the price on them to try and sell them. And basically any profit that we made off of them, I was just giving straight to Pete. And those are still available on the Bandcamp. And so on this tour with X-Cops, Pete is one of the most genuine, humble, nice human beings you're ever going to meet. And again, he's got all this, just like we all do, but he's got all this baggage and he's going through it. And he still, when we're in Dallas, said, hey, I'm having everyone over. We're going to have a big cookout. And so he invited us over to his house. And it was, I don't know, a few hours before the show. And we get over to this house. And he's got like 5 or 6 women in this house. And they're cooking and they're pouring us drinks and they're serving us. And like, it was the most surreal thing ever. So we're in this guy's house. We're in one of my heroes' house. And he's got, gold records on the walls. And he's sitting there basically just giving us all this hospitality. And it was just a very surreal thing. And it shows that, you have someone that's a quote unquote rock star who's been very successful in their music career, humble enough to basically entertain those that, maybe aren't at the same level that he achieved, and that was probably the highlight of that tour. And it was such a surreal thing, like, so I had this idea to write this song. And I messaged Pete and was like, hey, man, can you have leads on it for us? I'll pay you. And he was like, absolutely. You don't have to pay me. I still did. I sent him some money and it came out amazing. And then, of course, we got the lyric video for it so people can see what I'm talking about. And it's all just a reference to Pete basically hosting us and all his exes, all these women feeding us. And so then obviously you have it behind you. That design is on a t-shirt, and any shirt that we sell, I did 100 of them. They're limited edition. I did 100 of that design. If I sell all of that, I'll make something else. But all profit from that's going to Pete to kind of just help him with whatever he needs the money for. If it's taking care of his health, paying his bills, trying to basically pay a lawyer to get his money, So.
See, and I love that because it's not like you're a Metallica, okay, where you you can afford to just give away all the money on your merch, okay? So, like, the only way people make money as an artist nowadays is merch. So the fact that you're giving it all away, like, that says everything about you, and that's why if they don't buy these shirts, they can't listen to my show. Fuck them.
That's right.
Like, I mean, listen, that's why, I think you are a great artist because it's not all about musicianship. It's all about who you are as a human being. And like hearing the story, that's why I wanted you to tell a story because people don't realize a lot of musicians, big or what have you, they're just human beings. They're the same as everybody else and just treat them like that, and they're all good people, it's fun, but it's your job. It's and so I love that to hear also other artists supporting other artists, because that doesn't always happen either. You know, sometimes there's that cattiness or whatever, like, you know, but you are a true great human being with great music and fucking one of the most epic live shows. And I've seen thousands of them, you know,
Thank
and
you.
I remember I didn't catch a lot of sets because I was so busy at Milwaukee Metal Fest, but I made sure to go to your set because I knew it would be a blast. I made sure to go to Green Jello so I could chant Green Jello sucks and hit people with water noodles.
Yeah.
And like, see, that's what it's all about. Like, metal should be fun. And yes, there's serious parts to it, but music is the best therapy, and having a fun environment like that, like, it makes everybody escape their problems. So thank you for that. And thank you for helping everybody by giving great music and helping Pete just out of the goodness of your heart. And remembering too, that like he took care of you, like we all take care of each other.
That's right.
You know? And so for all that, thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
What's up? This is Vinny from Belushi Speed Ball. You're listening to the Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.